on Tubes of You. Fire Truck. Facebook and Twitter. I posted the show.
Good. I ain't done shit.
Yeah. You're running the board. I try to be helpful. Which one do you have on first? And I'll go there and.
They're both up.
Oh, are they? This video is ended. Let me hit loads of and see if it'll give it to me. Sometimes it logs me in as, no, I don't want to be the show because I can't share. I want to be me. Let me be me. That way I can share. Ain't you a peach? Augustus 9 and over 11. Aha, I see us. Click.
No.
And Sharzy to the public. I'm sharing to the public. Muted.
The pubic hairs?
The pubics. The pubic. No, darn it. I want to put a hearty sign, not a thumbs uppy sign. Thank you. I love our show. All right. Expandomatic. Grand Saturday. Not
My eye was itching.
You were bitching. Why were you bitching?
My eye was itching.
Oh, I thought you said you were bitching. I was going to say, well, that is a woman's prerogative.
Hi.
Reload. Well, it is.
Hi.
It is.
Hey. No. You need to start sending me some of them sound bites.
Oh, my niece in California sent me that one year for Christmas present. It's a pin, but it has like one of those grandpa hearing aids on it, and it's got a whole bunch of. I don't see us on Tubes of You yet for some reason. Oh, there we go.
I'm looking at us.
Well, just because you are, I'm a dummy. Hi, Rocky, honey. I'm still pushing buttons.
Rocky!
Hello. Ms.
What you
Rocky.
drinking, Rocky? We want to know what everybody's drinking.
Grape juice.
Grape juice.
I can see you. I can see you. Isn't there a song like that?
There's always feel like someone's watching me.
Watching me.
It's the closest thing I can
my
find.
sister. Let's try this again. Okay. Hello, my sister love. Hope your day was good. I know I got a heart here someplace. Scroll. Only some of my like chat thingies in here, they work goodly. But when I try to, hey, Brad's there too.
Hey, Bradley.
Hello, youngin.
Marco.
Chicken.
Marco Polo.
Marco
Polo. Barrel Ale.
Pollo.
Is
No,
that a beer?
Pollo.
I'm assuming that's wait. Kentucky
Pollo.
bourbon.
Chicken.
Is that like whiskey and beer? I think of ale as beer.
Hi, Linda.
Are y'all ready to party?
I got grape juice.
I got guava.
Whenever you hear Marco, you reply with pollo.
I got guava.
Which is Spanish for chicken. Hey, Timmy. What's up, brother?
Ooh. All right.
Mr. Retiff is in the room. Hi, Rocky. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. That's a mouthful. Polo. See? Pollo. Yeah, that was Doc's face there.
Polo. like polo. Like
Pollo.
polo
No.
game.
Pollo, like El Pollo Loco. Crazy
No.
chicken.
No,
Pollo.
no. You ready for
See?
some tunes?
Hit me, baby. Had one beat there. Hardcore music. There we go. That was good, man. Good evening.
What's everybody up
Kathy
to
says
today? Huh?
Kathy said she's heard of, or she thinks there is a Marco Polo chicken. Oh, Rocky's over on this side of the world too. Hi, honey.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
asking where everybody was. So
Ask Jennifer. Jen can tell you. Anytime you say Marco, I always reply with
there
Pollo
is a Marco
chicken.
Polo restaurant.
Well, yeah, everybody used to play that as a kid in the swimming pool,
Well,
but
yeah,
you
in
know
the
me,
swimming
I'm
pool,
slightly
Marco
different.
Polo.
Right, and then you'd go up and tag them. And you know
Right.
me, I'm kind of half a bubble off, so no, it's like more of a rubber chicken, Marco Pollo.
Interesting. Did y'all know there's a Marco Polo series on Netflix?
Yeah. Where he goes, well, he tries to go to China.
I've never seen it, so I searched for Marco Polo and found the series. Did not even know it existed. Is it any good? Anybody know?
The costumes were really good from what I recall seeing of it.
Costumes.
Well, no, they did period dress, you know, from Pollo's. See, I'm always call it
Well, don't all
from
these
Polo's
shows,
adventures to the Middle East.
don't all
Isn't that
these?
where he discovers spaghetti for the Italianos?
I
Hi,
think-
Linda.
Tell
Everybody,
everyone We said
Linda's
hi,
partying again.
Marco. No, we
Pros to
expected
Linda
her
and the
Polo.
crew. Have a ball for us.
Drink a ball for us. What are you drinking?
Oh, on video
Linda?
of that one.
What's today's shot?
She always comes up with some really good stuff. They
I
make
know,
Jello
she
shooters
usually-
out of all kinds of stuff.
She usually sends me like pictures of the shots before she takes them.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get none this week.
Oh, I know
I
that
know.
feeling. It's probably been 208, I think, maybe 207. What year are we in now?
I
Oh,
have
you
no
meant a
idea
shot.
anymore. I've heard 2020, I've heard 2019, 2021. I don't know where we're at anymore.
Oh, well, pick one. Who knows?
Can I
Should
pick
we,
19, say 70 something? 80s? We'll just pretend.
Pretend that works. Jello shots, Coors Light, and Punch. And Judy?
Is that
No,
Hunch
this
Punch?
is Jamie.
Is that Hunch?
Now,
Hunch Punch?
Irish Punch. Irish Punch is whiskey with a little bit of lime, a shot of water, and sugar. Whiskey Punch.
I just know I've had Hunch Punch
Ishkabaha,
before. We used to
the
make-
water of life.
We used to make like a big cooler of Hunch Punch when we'd go down the river and take little cups with us and share it with other
Oh,
people
yeah.
going
High
down
school
the river.
punch. That's where everybody brought a bottle. You dumped it all in there, threw
Right,
some
and a bunch of
Kool-Aid,
fruits and
a
stuff.
thing
Yeah,
of
yeah.
sherbet, and oh my God, did that give you hangovers from Hades?
But it got you drunk.
Everybody was puking, but it was such pretty puke.
Yeah, it was nice and rainbow looking.
Rainbow colors. Yeah. See,
Rainbow
rainbows
puke.
before they had rainbows. Oh my goodness gracious.
Are you ready for today's daily? Well, you know,
Yeah, I think I shall. Good evening, my fellow. Ain't you a Peaches? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to make sure the sounder works. Oh, well, we'll play it and see how it goes. It's Never Forget Day. It's also the 254th day with 111 remaining in 2021. Yay, the needle moved. It worked. Today is Patriot Day and National Day of Service and Remembrance. That excuse me, that honors the memory of the nearly 3,000 innocent victims who died in the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attack. Each year, Americans dedicate this day to remembering those who died and the first responders who risked their own lives to save others. Every year since that fateful day, the United States comes together to remember the fallen. We remember the first responders and those who made difficult decisions. It's also National Make Your Bed Day, according to the National Sleep Foundation. The National Sleep Foundation is the folks that make mattresses. So guess where this day came from? Making your bed can help improve your sleep by reducing the amount of tossing and turning and restlessness we experience at night while we sleep. Fresh sheets, dark and cool rooms, and comfortable mattresses. Mattresses, they want to sell you mattresses. And pillows also play a factor in mastering sleep comfort. It's National Hot Crossed Buns Day. A hot crossed bun is a spiced, sweet bun, usually made with fruit, marked with a cross on top. It's day 544 of 14 to flatten the curve. Thank you. Liberty Lighthouse will be on in, 2.5 hours, 8 o'clock. I was going to be a computer forensic expert, but I couldn't hack it. Ooh, I know, that's bad. I don't write them. I just read them to you guys. Ooh, Long Island iced tea.
Some of them are actually pretty funny, but...
Well, I wanted to do that numbers one, then I accidentally put it into the daily for everybody instead, and it was like I was saving it. It's like, oh man, I didn't want to mean to use that one. Remember that one? Yeah, it was something silly like something makes me numb, but mathematic. It was something to do with puns. Puns make me numb, but mathematic puns make me number. Oh yeah, I know, it was really, really bad.
Yeah, I actually have a list of United States jokes or something. It has something to do with states and stuff.
Oh, really?
I'm going to hit that one day. I just haven't found
the right day?
Opportunity, yes. But.
Oh. It would be a good one.
I know.
Some of those ones on that page that I find, and what's bad is the page that, we're discussing the daily hello that a good portion of everybody gets. If you don't, you can always pop over to MeWe and hear the Audible version, which is expanded because we've had days like, what was it? Yellow Pig Day. And Yellow Pig Day actually has to do with the number 17 and how versatile and how important that is. But if you would have just read Yellow Pig, you'd have thought little furry critters that you turned into bacon.
I don't think I've ever seen a yellow pig. Have you seen a yellow pig?
I grew up in Southern California. I go to the beach. I haven't been around a lot of hog farms. I don't know if they come in yellow or not.
I
know at the county fairs, they slather them in Crisco.
I've seen
and
black.
They have greased pig races.
I've seen black. I've seen pink. I've seen
That's
white.
Racist.
Brown, but I don't think I've ever seen a yellow pig.
I don't know. It was news to me.
Me either. Don't know. All right. Well, let's get this thing going here. So
you want to kick this here party off? Cool.
I have some amazing facts. At least it says they're amazing. But this first one, I'm not really sure if I understand it, but it says Lake Superior is so big that its water could cover North and South America in their entirety with 1 foot of water. So I'm assuming it means you could take the water that's in Lake Superior and spread it out.
Right.
And
right.
That's the only thing I can think of. Okay.
Because it holds so much of it. Yeah, it would cover everything.
See, that's what I wasn't sure what it meant. Okay, so the most visited museum in the United States is the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, which receives...
Ooh, I've been there.
I've never been there. It receives 9 million visitors annually. It's the second most visited in the world after the Louvre. I can never say it, Louvre. Is that what it is?
The Louvre in France, right.
Yes.
It has an R at the end, but you don't pronounce it, or an E at the end.
Women earn the right to vote in 1920, the 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote.
Correct.
Alaska's coastline, I think we've heard this one before. Alaska's coastline is longer than the coastlines of the remaining states put together. So if you took all the states and you lined them up, yeah.
Right. There's the most there.
It's also the largest state by area, the least densely populated, and home to 17 of 20 tallest mountains in the country.
Right.
The Pentagon is the largest office building in the world, boasting 17 miles of corridors and twice the space of the Empire State Building.
I don't doubt it. I wonder how many floors it goes down.
If I remember correctly, it's like 3 or 4 floors underneath, like not including the, what is it, 4 or 5 on top, something like that.
Right.
The first university in the country was Harvard, which was founded in 1636.
Harvard.
34%
And
of
Harvard in Boston.
34% of Americans are obese. Alaska was purchased from Russia in 1867 at a price of just $7.2 million. I wonder how much it would go for now.
It was like, 2 cents an acre kind of thing. It was really affordable.
3 times as many cows as people live in the state of Montana. I think that was one of our
earlier ones,
yeah.
right?
Roughly 35 million Americans were related to at least one of the pilgrims who arrived to the country on the Mayflower back in 1620.
That's an interesting tidbit.
I don't think I've ever traced mine back to. I've got mine going to one part of my family going back to where it crosses over into Ireland and over in that area, and then one that goes to Germany. And then, of course, my Indian ancestry, and I don't recall ever. Could be though.
Interesting. Well, now we've done mine back to. I can go for sure to the signers of Robert Trent was a relative.
To the signers
and
of
then
what?
The Declaration.
If y'all hear a dog whining, my son's decided to leave my other dog down in his room, and he doesn't like being alone. And he's right below me, going, ah! So, that way y'all know.
As big as they are, Ziploc bags would probably, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. The largest amphitheater in the world can be found where? You and Jen should know.
Oh, that's easy. The largest amphitheater should be the Roman amphitheater.
No. No. Los Angeles, the Hollywood Bowl. It was opened in 1922.
I thought you were going to say the Coliseum.
It can hold almost 18,000 people.
Oh, well, I saw Jesus Christ Superstar at
There?
It wasn't at the Hollywood Bowl. Nope, I take that back. It was at Universal. Sorry. Well, hey, that was back in the 70s.
Okay, what about...
Bye, Kathy.
The United States is also home to the largest indoor theater. Can you guess what that one is?
The largest indoor theater. Gillies?
Nope. New York Radio City Music Hall.
City Music Hall figures. Yep. Should have known that one.
More U.S. presidents, and I think somebody mentioned this. I've heard it.
Connecticut, South Carolina, North Carolina.
What?
They're from Carolina, North Carolina, right?
No. Virginia.
Well, I was close. I was over in the right part of the country.
A total of 8 presidents called the state of Virginia home.
Right.
World's tallest roller coaster, New Jersey. It doesn't say how tall it is. Hawaii is the only state that grows coffee commercially. I think that was.
It grows what?
Coffee. That was on one of them. Yeah, I think that was on one of the lists somewhere. Okay. United States has one of the highest rates of divorce in the world. I believe it.
I could buy that one.
About 30% of businesses in the United States are owned by women.
That explains a lot.
The United States Air Force is the largest air force in the world. I believe that. Almost 70% of firefighters, U.S. firefighters, are volunteer.
Right.
Let's see. Less than 1% of the total population lives in Washington, D.C. Good for them.
Yay. Jen said she's been to the Hollywood Bowl. She saw Wham there.
Ah, I like that. The U.S. is just one of 3 continents that doesn't offer paid maternity leave. I thought we did offer that now.
Well, you have to check the date on the writing of that story, too. It could be.
Andrew Jackson received the most votes from the Electoral College and won the popular vote, but lost the election in 1824.
Oh, Hillary? Oh.
No, Andrew Jackson, but Hillary did too.
Oh.
The largest single stem tree in the world is located where?
I would have to say California, the giant redwoods.
Yep. It stands 275 feet tall. General Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
Denali.
And one of them just fell down not too long ago.
I know. I saw that. I saw a video on that. Yeah.
It was so sad.
Yeah. Denali, formerly Mount McKinley, is the highest point in North America, standing at 20,000 feet.
Right.
The last time the Liberty Bell rang was in 1846 on George Washington's birthday.
Oh, how cool.
And now it's time for you.
I get to go.
You want me to show these pictures, right?
Yeah, for the vacation spots? Is that the one you're talking about? The bad vacations?
Tourist traps? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. What a tourist attraction you've been to that was 100% not worth the hype. Turns out people have a lot of opinions, and here are some of the responses. And fair warning, you guys are probably going to have some opinions too. It starts off with Romeo and Juliet's balcony in Verona, Italia. Most tourists believe that this balcony inspired Shakespeare's play. When you get there, there are about 10,000 people crammed into a tiny alleyway just to see a balcony that I later find out was actually built after the play was written. And let's see, that's a Getty image. I thought it said more, but it doesn't. How about the Grand Canyon Skywalk? I've been to the Grand Canyon.
Isn't that glass on the bottom of it? That would just be too creepy. The glass would break under me. It'd be my luck.
I'm chunky. I figured it would too. This glass bridge over the Grand Canyon is a total ripoff and tourist trap. First of all, it takes hours to get there from Vegas. Well, yeah. And then they charge you $20 to park in an empty desert. True, it's pretty much empty out there. Another $30 per person to take the bus from the parking lot to the bridge. And then finally $30 per person. And so you can actually go walk on the bridge. So let's see, 30, 60, 80, $100-ish. And here's the one that you want to do.
Yes.
Machu Picchu, Peru.
Yes.
It's amazing that the Inca people built this place, but I have an issue with how it's currently managed. First of all, it's flooded with people. It's very expensive to visit. You're required to have a tour guide, and you can only spend 3 minutes in certain areas. In my opinion, you're way better off seeing the Inca capital city. Still, look at that. That's one of the oldest places that we can access on dirt.
Isn't there rumor that the aliens built it or something? You know what I'm saying?
Machu Picchu, I don't recall hearing that one, that the aliens helped build
What's the
it.
other one out there that's similar?
They have the one where they have the blocks that are cut so precise that it could only be done with lasers. Is that the one you're thinking of?
I don't know, but
It's
it's
not
down.
Machu
It's in
Picchu.
South America. I can't remember
Right.
what the name of it is, but one of them supposedly, rumor has it that aliens built it. I have to
Could
get
be.
Rocky and them to do a research on that.
That would be fun. Number 4, the Dead Sea in Israel.
Can you
You're
float
in the
in
desert.
It?
It's blazing hot, and you'll think you'll go take a dip in the Dead Sea to cool off, right? Wrong. First, you have to pay to use the towels, pools, etc. Then you have to take a shuttle that drives you from the spa down to the shore. Then tentatively step into the water, which feels like a hot bath. And then I have to click the button for more. And then you submerge. While it's a mistake, every pore on your body is burning from the salt, especially if you recently shaved. You find cuts on your body you didn't even know you had. When you're ready to go, you're now sticky from the salt and every inch of your body burns. It'd be like going to the Salton Sea in California and you just don't sink. Or the Great Salt Lake. Number 5, the Great Wall of China. You got to scroll down, big picture.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to call my son.
Oh, that was me.
He's pissing me off.
I had to scroll down to it. If you go to the Great Wall of China, I suggest not going to the section right there in Beijing. It's newly rebuilt and touristy. For a much better experience, drive a ways out of the city to the Sumatra section, about 120 kilometers northeast of Beijing. There you'll find an original portion of the wall that is uncrowded and more authentic. Remember, crowds pocket your picks, or get your pockets picked.
It doesn't look very crowded.
Let's see. Here's a street in Tokyo, Tahachikahishi Street in Haraku.
Say that again. Say it 3 times, really, really fast.
Heroku.
No, the other. The take shit.
The other.
The take shit.
Well, the name of the place.
Shit.
I have to scroll up.
Take shitta.
Okay. Take a shitta street. All right.
Take a shitta.
That's so. In other words, it's Ron's favorite street. That'd be one each wonky-eyed Ron Phillips. I couldn't move my elbows an inch without bumping into somebody. And pretty much every shop had a 30-minute line. I went to see the Harushu style of fashion associated with Take a Shitta Street, but hardly saw any of that. So essentially, I was packed like a sardine for hours while waiting in long lines to shop for overpriced clothes. I love Tokyo, but I definitely won't be going back to Haruku anytime soon.
I think I figured out why they call it.
Bodies.
I think I figured out why they call it Take a Shitta Street. Because you're standing in line, there's so many people, you can't find the bathroom, so you take a shitta.
It could very well be. Ooh, Bourbon Street in Narlands. Now I've been to Bourbon Street. I didn't find it bad. What are they going to grumble about Narlands? I liked it.
When I went, it wasn't Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
It was
Nor I.
My mom sent me there for some kind of special workshop thing for business thingy-majiggy, and right. We actually had a Mardi Gras, but it was a private Mardi Gras where they build the floats that go down. There's a huge warehouse that they build them in, and we had our own little private Mardi Gras in there. But I mean, the place creeped me out. It creeped me out. It was just this weird, dark. It's like, you know when a storm's coming and you feel that heaviness. You know what I'm talking about? When a really bad storm is coming and it's really dark and everything else. I would come to
Maybe it was just the time of year you were there. I would
No, it wasn't. No, it was really weird because I would leave the hotel to go down to the square, to Jackson. I think it's Jackson Square and where everything is. And halfway between the hotel and there, I would get this like heavy feeling.
Oh, wow.
Creepy. It I could feel something. I don't know what it was. I feel like it was demons that are there.
Bad mojo.
Yeah.
They say, don't get me wrong, there's some great food to be found on Bourbon Street, so I'd recommend checking it out anyways, but the whole street itself is dirty, smells like sewage, and wildly loud. Now, when I was there, it was really nice. I enjoyed it. I'd go back.
I didn't notice it.
Here's another one. Number 8 is Plymouth Rock. And to put it bluntly, this attraction is massively lame. No one even knows for sure if this is the right rock or if there's even a rock where the pilgrims landed in the first place. It's got the date 1826. So, or is that 1626? 1628, maybe?
I can't tell if that's a 6 or an 8. I think it's a 6.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, I think it's a 6.
1625, maybe? 28, 20 something.
I don't know. I can't tell because that shade's blocking part of it.
Now, I don't recall seeing that blue sign, the UFO crash site in Roswell, New Mexico. I've been to Roswell. You'd think it would be a hot spot for conversation and space geeks, but it's an incredibly tiny town with dozens of alien shops and barely any people. Yeah. He said it was creepy. I thought it was pretty cool. I've been there to Roswell.
I can't wait. Well, I'm still trying to figure out the show Roswell. Awesome.
Oh, I've seen that, or at least part of it when it was on originally.
Mm-hmm. It was really good.
It was cool. Yeah. Number 10, Hollywood Boulevard. I've been there too. That's Grauman's Chinese Theater that they're showing you the picture of.
They need to change it to Libtard Boulevard.
They probably could. But that picture that they're showing you in that fisheye, that's Grauman's Chinese Theater in the back there where they had all the great movie premieres.
Right.
And see, whoever wrote this, I was born and raised in Los Angeles and would never even bring a tourist to Hollywood Boulevard. Huh. That's terrible. Maybe I would drive through it quickly, but there are so many cooler things to do in LA to see than the crackhead Spider-Man fight and drugged out Batman. Oh my gosh. We walked around and looked at the people's, the different names on the stars, on the Walk of Fame. And
yeah, that's where I thought the Hollywood stars thing was.
Yeah, I always thought it was cool. And I've been to Brussels. Let's see, Mankin's Piss. I vaguely remember that statue. Don't get me wrong, Brussels is beautiful, and I absolutely loved visiting, but you can skip Mankin's Pits. There's so much interesting folklore around the pits that you expect it to be an amazing statue until you see it. It's located on a tiny street, and crowded hundreds of people are huddled around. No, when I saw it, you could walk like right up to it.
Huh. Interesting.
Of course, now I was there in the 80s. Yeah, I was there in the 80s, but I mean, you yeah, it's just a statue of a little bronze kid fishing in the fountain. Waikiki Beach, number 12 on Oahu. It's a horrible, crowded, concentrate beach surrounded by traffic and overpriced chain stores. Go to literally any other beach in Oahu, or for any other cooler experience, drive up the island's north shore and pick a spot of any of the many quiet beaches there and enjoy gorgeous scenery. Well, it depends on what you want to see. It looks like there's quite a bit of eye candy running around that there beach, so I guess it depends on what you're looking for. The Domo. The Domo in Florence. Jen might have seen that. I haven't seen it. She probably has. The outside of the Domo is magnificent, but the interior is bland and underwhelming, not worth waiting for in line. And if you've seen the outside, that's all you need to see. If you're thinking of going inside, the view can get a much better view of Florence from across the river. Wow. When I was in Europe, we went in all kinds of churches, in the big cathedrals. They have one in Cologne. You can go way up at the top of the towers and look out into the city. It's really super cool.
I would have thought that one would be like crappy. Oh,
Yeah. Number 14, Mount Rushmore,
I want
South
to go
Dakota.
there. I want
It looks exactly like any picture you've ever seen, and it's not easy to get up close to it. If you're in the area, I recommend prioritizing Devil's Tower instead. The National Monument is well worth it. I've seen Devil's Tower, I think.
I
Yeah,
want to
I know
see.
I've seen it because it was on Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I think the person that wrote this was a libtard because they obviously don't get the meaning behind this.
Yeah, so far every place they've grumbled about, I've been to. Some of them are pretty cool. Now I can see maybe the $90 to go walk out on the little glass bridge. All right, fine. But so far everything else they've grumbled about seems pretty cool. The Temple Bar in Dublin. There are better pubs a block away, but all the tourists go to Temple Bar, pay twice the price for a Guinness. Well,
you know what I say about that? Then why didn't you go to one of the other bars?
Exactly. Ooh, the Pyramids of Giza. This might be harsh, but the swarm of aggressive market vendors surrounding the pyramid makes visiting this site a bit of a nightmare. One woman of our tour group asked the guard to take her photo, and he refused to return the phone unless she paid him. The whole time we were yelled at, haggled into, I got to click the button for more content, haggled into buying headscarves and assorted souvenirs, which ruined my experience. I spent months looking forward to the trip and felt so disappointed. Oh, geez, oh, Pisa Louisa.
They're a Debbie Downer.
Definitely. Now, see, even when you go like down to Tijuana, there's all kinds of people, kids.
I mean,
little kids will come up and try and sell you stuff. And you just, yes.
What do you expect?
No. And you send them about your way and truck on and do your own touristy thing. And the Sydney Opera House they're bitching about. Timmy might be able to tell us about this one. The tours are expensive and inside is kind of underwhelming. Viewing the outside is free. And that happens to be the best part of visiting. As an alternative, just walk around Sydney Harbor. It's free and it's gorgeous. Yes, but you can't get an aerial shot like that walking around. I'm sorry. It just can't be done.
Disney World, I might agree with. I'm not
okay.
a Disney World person.
Disney World is number 18 in Orlando. Want to eat? Be ready to shell out $50 a person per day. Oh, you came for the rides? Enjoy 2 or 3 that can actually enjoy on a busy day.
Why you go when it's
Rockies,
not busy?
Yeah, I haven't been there, so I don't know. The Little Mermaid in Copenhagen. Let's see, did I go to Copenhagen? No, I didn't go to Copenhagen, as I can recall, but I don't remember a lot. It was absolutely disappointing. A city as nice in Copenhagen deserves a better attraction. It's a statue on a rock. What do you want? Ooh, that's pretty. Number 20, the Cinque Terre in Italia. That's kind of colorful. It's pretty with the water coming in on both sides of the point. This one may be controversial, but I found this handful of villages in coastal Liguana to be very boring and overly touristy. Oh, wow. All the hiking trails were closed. Either way, it's a day trip at best, and I would recommend visiting the Amafifi coast. Wow. Somebody's bitching about the Oktoberfest. That is one hell of a party. That's the Hofbrauhaus. That picture right there, that's inside the Hofbrauhaus. Hofbrau is great beer. Them barmaids, see right here in the front, if everybody can see, I don't know. Yeah. There's that gal right here in the very front with the apron, and them broads will hold, and they're liter mugs. They're liter mugs. They're like this big, right? A liter of beer. They'll run through there with like 8 or 9 of them mugs in front of them. Big old barrels. It's like, geez, oh, Pisa Louisa. How they do it, I don't know. But, Jen will tell you, she's been to the Hofbrau. Good
So
stuff.
what did this person bitch about?
The big Oktoberfest held in Munich, or München, as they said, was way too crowded for my liking. Oh my God.
Oh
It's
gosh.
elbow to elbow people. It's supposed to be. I
Then
had a
stay
much better
home.
time at beer festivals in the smaller towns and villages outside the city. See, that was great. When I was there, I wasn't in the military. I was a civilian. I had my beard. I'd go to all these fests, and at the fest, all you do is drink. I would meet and talk to the Germans. I even had a mayor of a town just outside of Cologne invite me to come up and stay at his house and visit his town. He had that much fun while we were sitting there just getting drunk. I loved Europe. It was so much fun. I lost my ears. Hang on. They fell down my back. They did.
Uh-oh.
Let's see, number 22. I think there's only like 5 left. We're getting closer. That's Pier 39 in San Francisco. I've been to Pier 39. What are they grumbling about now? I'm from the East Coast, and I'd never been to San Francisco before. Everyone told me to skip Pier 39, but I figured I would go and see it for myself. Fast forward, and here I'm here to tell you it's a tourist trap. There's nothing we're seeing except the sea lions. Other than that, it's just a chain of ripoffs. Oh, bull. You go to Fisherman's Wharf there. It's probably still Pier 39. They have guys, well, you wouldn't like it, but they have fresh crab. You get crab for, oh man, it's food and it's phenomenal. Versailles Palace in France. I haven't been to Versailles. The Palace of Versailles has become so crowded that you have to push your way around people to make it through the castle. It's also developed a huge pickpocketing problem. Now, you're in Europe. Everybody knows in Europe, anywhere, even New York, Chicago, San Francisco. If you're walking around crowds, know what's in your pockets because somebody else's hand is going to be there. A lot of people just go to take a photo at the Hall of Mirrors. That would be cool. I'd like to see the Hall of Mirrors. Top of the Empire State Building. Remember, don't throw pennies off because you could kill people.
I think that was one of our things is being false.
It is. You spend all that time in line for the elevators and for what they charge to take a few pictures through a caged roof. You know why they have the cage? Because people jump off of it.
Yeah.
And squint at what would otherwise be an excellent view of New York. Totally not worth it. Oh, bravo, Sierra. I would do it. Look at the view you get from up there. And that's a nice clear day, no smog.
I totally agree.
That's a gorgeous picture. Let's see. Khao San Road. I've never heard of this one in Bangkok. Goodness gracious, look at the bodies on that thing. Kind of reminds me of some of the what it looks like in Tokari in Korea when we'd go off post.
They named it Khao San Road because take a shit was gone.
Love Thailand, but I absolutely hated Khao San Road. It's totally fabricated for tourists to make travelers feel like they're doing something exotic and adventurous. There are signs that say things like, take a picture eating a scorpion, $5. Fake passports sold here. Yeah, it's from the ones they pickpocketed earlier. It's all souvenir shop and bars. Hey, Korea had bars, but all the bars had hookers in them. I loved it. And compared to the rest of the wonderful country, it's gross and fake. Oh, geez, oh, peas, Louiso. People got to grumble about everything. The Blue Lagoon in Iceland. So that's evidently not where they filmed the Brooke Shields movie.
I want to go to Iceland.
Well, it's supposedly a whole lot greener than Greenland.
I've heard that.
Vikings named it bass backwards so people would go to one, not the other. I was shocked about how pricey it was for the experience, especially considering most of the public hot baths are free and there are geothermic springs everywhere in Iceland. I felt like I had to check it out, but in the end, it felt like a ripoff. It looks kind of cool.
Fine.
Ooh, the Taj Mahal. If those aren't phallic symbols around that thing, I don't know what is. The Taj Mahal in Agra. I thought it was in India, but okay.
Yeah,
it's surrounded by 10-meter high walls, and the entrance fee is ludicrously expensive compared to any other attraction in India. If you're in Agra, and want to see the Taj Mahal, go across the river. And there are some gardens almost directly across from it. It's a great spot on the river too, Bill.
It's actually it's in India. It's 210 kilometers south of the national capital, New Delhi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They say you should go there to the gardens across the river and view the Taj Mahal, particularly at sunset. The experience is totally free, and you won't have to deal with the crowds. Ooh, especially if the sun's going down on the opposite side and makes the dome used to be gold colored. Let me scroll back up. Now it looks white. I thought it had a gold cap on it before.
It does, but it's probably the lighting or something on. Yeah, I have a really cool picture of one of the big palaces in Abu Dhabi right at sunset.
I'll bet that was neat.
I'll have to find
and you mentioned about Atlantic City. I've been there. What are they grumbling about Atlantic City? This is number 28. I think this might be the last one. I'm not sure.
No, there's another one.
Atlantic City is a row of dingy casino hotels against a dirty beach with a strip of gross shops in between. At least Vegas is clean. What the Fanark? That person had a definite stick up their derriere. I've been to Atlantic City. I had fun. The boardwalk is clean. They have, and those shops, they make fresh saltwater taffy. They have the machines just swirling.
They went on a day the street sweeper was off.
I guess. The Sistine Chapel at the Vatican City is another bummer letdown. Bravo, Sierra. The Sistine Chapel left me feeling underwhelmed. The art is absolutely incredible, but it's a letdown by the room itself. It's just a big chapel that's absolutely crammed with tourists aiming their cameras at the ceiling. It's a shame because the rest of the Vatican is amazing. There are many beautiful rooms and corridors to walk through before you get to the chapel. Oh man, people got sticks up their butt.
Trying to find out
that,
who
my
wrote
dear,
this article, because tell you what,
the Sistine Chapel is it's like one of the great works of art in the world. The 9 wonders of the world. It's crazy.
This person's a negative Nancy. I mean, come on. Seriously, what? Are they one of them people that go around looking for the worst thing of every? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. They need to go rent a fucking cabin out in the woods and be alone.
And Jen says Pier 39 is worth the sea lions and fresh fish. Yes. Oh, and the pretzels are huge too. Yes,
that's
they are great.
Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Seriously.
Jen says that's a funny statement. Lep, you didn't go to Copenhagen that you could remember. I might have been. I kind of vaguely remember seeing the statue, sort of, kind of.
I just don't get people. Ugh, never mind.
Oh, Jen's been to the North Shore. Wow. She's been farther away than I was.
I'd like to hear what they have to say about like going to Alaska to see the Northern Lights.
Hey,
they might bitch about that and bitch about the whales and. Oh God! All right, we're going to continue with my list. Number 30, the longest cave system in the world is located where? Where is it? Come on, give it to me.
Oh baby, right here on camera. We have to charge it, don't they? Isn't that making a fans only show?
Kentucky. Says over 3,400 miles have been mapped in the system. Apparently, there's
for caves?
Probably underneath your house.
There very well could be. Yeah, Mammoth Cave is huge. I've been there.
I know. I wonder if that's the one they're talking about. That could be.
Well, there's 3. The last I heard, I think 300 or 400 miles on, of passageways through that one.
And find out where exactly this cave is. 1,400 miles. Okay, the country's current flag was designed by a 17-year-old student as part of a school project. I did not.
Mm-hmm.
7 points on the Statue of Liberty crown represent each of the 7 continents. I did not know that either.
I didn't know that either.
During the construction of Mount Rushmore, 800 million pounds of stone were removed.
Right.
Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming is the oldest national park.
That was the first one made.
Crater Lake
Jen's been to that one.
Crater Lake in Oregon is the deepest lake, that was on one of the previous
One of the other ones,
shows.
yeah. What did we come up with? 1,500 feet or something?
1900, or, well, 1,932. What the heck? Oh, my niece is sending me rabbit hole stuff. The majority of the world's tornadoes occur in the Midwest. I knew that. It's called Tornado Alley.
Tornado Alley, right.
The U.S. consumes more petroleum than any other country in the world. Well, that's because we're more developed than most countries.
Right.
We have more cars. There's no official language in the United States. We had that one before. It's,
right.
Most people speak English, but it's followed by Spanish. The final state to join the U.S. was Hawaii. We've had that one before. Okay, this is a lie. The first black president, Barack Obama, he was not.
We had others that were like halvesies.
Yeah, well, he's halvesy. His mom's white, his dad's black.
Right.
He's no different than they are.
But I'm just saying, others, long before him.
All of them, their mothers were black, and usually it takes the father's genes. So if the father's black, you're going to look more black. Where Abraham Lincoln and who else was it?
Jefferson, was it, or somebody like that?
Jefferson's one. There's like 7 of them, and all of them, it was their mothers were black, or they had also a mixture of Indian and black.
Right.
So, the largest coal reserves in the world are found in the United States. I think that was on one too.
Yeah, the Eastern Coal Belt.
In various polls, the United States was ranked last overall in healthcare among rich nations. Well, tell me why they compare to this.
Because we're the best. We're at the bottom, but we're the top of the class.
I know, right? I know a lot of people in Canada come down here because they have to wait on, the doctors tell them when they can have it done. It can be a year or 2 years down the road, so they come down here.
Right.
Where a lot of people here go down to Mexico and have stuff done, but you're taking a big risk when you do that.
True.
Okay. Approximately 85% of Americans use the internet.
Some of y'all don't get off your phones at all.
The United States incarcerates more people than any other country in the world. There are currently 2.2 million people in jail, or about 22% of the world's population of inmates.
Yeah, I believe that because other countries just kill you on the spot. So
exactly, There you go. Exactly. You have your trial. If you're guilty, then 9 out of 10 times you're.
They don't even have trials in a lot of places. You're just gone.
That's true. You're just guilty. The United States is on track to becoming a majority-minority country by 2040. I believe that too. Washington Square in New York used to be a cemetery with over 20,000 people buried there. Ooh, that's pretty.
Oh, wow.
Maybe get Rocky and them to go and check it out. An island that has no human residents but is completely inhabited by wild monkeys is located off of the coast of South Carolina. And
right. We've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
All the rhesus monkeys, they have bugs.
Right.
They're sicklies.
And the last one is 90% of the jury trials in the world occur right here in the United States.
Well, yeah, it's because we have real laws. Well,
real laws.
And now, it's time for Spaced with Leprechaun.
I'm a huge space nut.
I think I'm just a huge nut. Crack me, baby. Crack me. Tonight's edition of Spaced with me, I thought was kind of cool. I always try to give something spiffy nifty. I think Timmy might even find this one interesting. Two physicists just snagged $3 million for helping develop a super precise clock that could allow scientists to study and explore the universe like never before. The guys, Hidesi Yatore and Yun Yi,
It looks like
won the
it looks like hide tushy, like hide your tushy.
Hide tushy, yeah, hide your tushy. And they won the 2022 Breakthrough Prize in Fundamental Physics for outstanding contributions to the invention and development of the optical lattice clock. What a mouthful, which enables precise tests of fundamental laws of nature. Breakthrough Prize representatives announced today, that was on the 9th. Let's see, Yatori is based at the University of Tokyo and Japan's Riken Research Institute, and he calls the University of Colorado Boulder and the National Institute of Standards and Technology home. The duo worked independently and will share the $3 million award. Man, I wish I had $3 million. That would be nice. Yori's and Yi's research was key to the creation of the optical lattice clock, which Breakthrough Prize representative said improves timekeeping precisions by a factor of 1/1000th. 1,000th. Wow. The new timepiece would lose less than 1 second of operated for 30 billion years, more than twice the age of the universe. So you only lose 1 second in 30 billion years. Wow. Optical lattice clocks are an evolutionary step beyond traditional atomic clocks, which are based on quantum leaps made by electrons in energized atoms. Indeed, 1 second is officially defined as 9. Oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's 6, that's 9. So it'd be 9,192,631,770 cycles of the radiation that gets electrons in at the Celsius atom to make a quantum leap. Wow. Atomic clocks initially used microwave frequency radiation to reduce those leaps, and advanced came with a substitution of optical light, which features frequencies about 100,000 times higher than a microwave. Those higher frequencies enable greater timekeeping accuracy, which, as they do in grandfather clocks and faster swinging pendulums, Breakthrough representative said. Measuring the higher frequencies was much more difficult, but the problem was more or less solved by the optical frequency comb technology developed by John Hall and Theodore Hansch and earned them the 2005 Nobel Prize in Physics. Hall and Yale's advisor at the University of Colorado, and Yi took over the mentor's lab when the older man retired. Optical frequency atomic clocks use strontium rather than cesium atoms. Both Yuri and Yi figured out how to tame strontium atoms, holding them still so they could be measured. The researchers used an optical lattice of standing wave from a laser beam that creates a sort of egg carton shape whose walls trap the atom. It's almost like a science fiction tractor beam, Yi told space.com. You put a tractor beam in the middle of the vacuum chamber and you can hold atoms in the middle of that vacuum with light. Manipulating atoms in this manner could disrupt them enough to affect measurements critical to accurate timekeeping. As he put it, you're squeezing these atoms. How can you be sure they're going to tell you the truth? But Yuri and Yi figured out that picking the right wavelength for the tractor beam solves that problem. We engineered it in such a way that this action of holding on to these atoms turns out to cause no pre-burnance to measurement of the energy spacing between these two quantum states that really mattered for the clock measurement, you said. So it's almost like free for lunch. Isn't that cool? I mean, they're using a laser to hold an atom still. Think about it. You're pinching an atom. I've heard of pinching a loaf, but never pinching an atom until now. It's pretty fascinating. And I think we've got a little short video that goes with it too, do we not?
Oh, Okay, Kara.
It shows a picture of a spaceship, but I don't understand what
Yeah, I
it's
don't-
doing.
I did find a video.
I think that's cool. So the atomic clock is out, and now they're using the lattice, optical light lattice.
Clock that is even more accurate than the
LED?
Trying to get it to stop. I kept hitting the wrong button. All right.
Oh no, Mr. Bill.
The video that I found.
accurate than the atomic clock, because scientists love to be punctual. Anthony here for D News, and a new type of atomic clock has been created. It is called an optical lattice clock. And while current atomic clocks are off a second every 100 million years, optical lattice clocks only lose a second every 300 million years. Now, current atomic clocks use microwaves to make cesium atoms oscillate at almost exactly 9,192,631,770 times per second. An optical lattice clock uses lasers to make strontium atoms oscillate. Strontium is the new cesium. It's so hot right now. And strontium oscillates many more times a second, meaning we can measure each second more precisely. As a rational person, you might be thinking, that does not make my watch or my mobile phone any more accurate. Valid. But this is not about you and me getting home in time to watch Hannibal. This is going to affect some really serious stuff. Like what? Oh, I don't know, our ability to figure out the entire fabric of the universe? So think about CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. We are launching these incredibly tiny subatomic particles at each other from miles away at almost the speed of light, and watching them collide tells us new things about the nature of matter. Those collisions last an incredibly small fraction of a second, and the particles can go through millions of transformations while it's happening. So to make something like that happen accurately, and to make sense of it once it does, you're going to need some really sensitive, really synced up timekeeping instruments. But what about something more practical? Let's take GPS. To find out where you are, multiple satellites orbiting the Earth in different directions pinpoint you as the planet rotates under them at 1,000 miles an hour. So they compare where they saw you and when to get your current position. And if those satellites are even a millisecond off from one another, their results are going to differ by about 100 kilometers. That is not super useful. Cell phone towers, our electric grid, high-speed data transfer over the internet. All of this stuff requires accurate time across multiple control devices. Precise timekeeping is what keeps all of our important systems running, and now we can do it 3 times more accurately. And in the future, we're going to have ion clocks, clocks that measure the orbit of a single neutron and keep time to an accuracy of 10 billion years, which actually puts us a couple billion years after the death of the sun, so GPS positioning probably won't be as important. It's a bit disheartening to find out so much of our lives depends on really accurate timekeeping, because I've sort of built mine around being late to everything, constantly. I feel cosmically out of sync now. Are you guys punctual? How do you feel about this? Let me know down below and subscribe for more.
That was pretty funny.
That was cute.
Oh, very interesting, though. So,
But yeah, I thought that was spiffy.
Y'all know y'all can find us at all these places that are running across the top of the screen. And where can they find you for your daily hello?
Well, you can hear the audible version over on MeWe's at Your Daily Hello, and you can read it over on Twitter. I post it morningly.
Yeah, it wakes me up sometimes. Oh, I know what time it is. I don't even have to look. I just know what time it is.
Just by the ding of your phone.
Yes, by the ding of my phone. But I like it. It's, you know, if I didn't get it, I actually go, where's left?
There you go.
So, thanks everybody for listening, watching. Y'all had as much fun as we did. And we will see y'all all next week.
Thank you all for tuning in.
dog is still downstairs whining.